Hi, good morning students. Welcome you all to my online class. In previous session we have already discussed or we have learned about globe, the lines of latitudes, lines of longitudes. Today in this session we are going to begin the third chapter, the movement of the earth. Students, you might have observed movement of fans, movement of tops, movement of car's wheel and other things. Okay, they are movements. So earth also moves. There was a time when the earth was considered to be the center of the universe. And the people, they believed or they were thinking that earth was the center of the universe. And other things were around the earth. But now we all know that the sun is at the center of the solar system. Sun is at the center of the solar system, and all the planets, including the earth, revolve around the sun in a definite path called the orbit. Okay, so, now we understand, we know that many thinkers or scholars, they have proved that the sun is at the center of the solar system and planets move or revolve around the sun in a definite path. That path is called the orbit. Earth also rotates on its own axis. Earth rotates on its axis as well as revolves around the sun. Okay, so Earth also has two types of movement. Which are the two types of movements? First is rotation, second is revolution. So now first we'll see rotation. What is rotation? The movement of the earth on its axis is called rotation. Once again, I shall repeat. The movement of the earth on its axis is called rotation. I have already taught you about axis. Axis is one line on which it rotates. The earth rotates from west to east. I have made one diagram here. The earth rotates from west to east, like that. Okay, and the earth takes 24 hours, or we can say 1 day, to complete one rotation. How much time it takes? It takes 24 hours, or we can say 1 day, to complete one rotation. Okay, so this way it is rotating. So now we'll see what are the effects of rotation. What are the effects of rotation? How it affects on the earth for us. The rotation of the earth on its axis causes day and night. Because of the rotation, we are getting day and night. The sides of the earth that faces the sun has day, and while the opposite of the sun is night. So you can see here in this figure, the side which is facing the sun. So when it is facing, the sun rays are coming or falling on the earth, and that side is day, and just opposite of the sun has night time. Okay, the facing parts has day and opposite side has night. In this way it is rotating. Okay, the tilt of the earth is always in the direction of pole. Means I have told you the axis of the earth is tilted. So tilt of the earth is always on the pole direction. Means north pole and south pole. If you are keeping straight the globe, then it will be like that. I have marked one line, but it is tilted. The axis point I have marked here. So how much it is tilted? It is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree. It is tilted at the angle of 23.5 degree. So because of this tilt, we get longer days in summer and shorter days in winter. Okay, you might have observed these things. Earth rotates west to east. We know it. That's why we see the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. As it moves from west to east, we can see the sun rising from the east and setting in the west because of the rotation of the earth. So this was the first movement of the earth we have learned now. I think you have understood about rotation. So students, now we will see about second movement of the earth is revolution. Revolution also is one type of movement of the earth. The earth moves around the sun in a fixed path is called orbit, and this type of movement is called revolution. Once more, on the other hand, we can understand it in a simple way. When earth moves around the sun in its fixed path is called revolution. Okay, so earth takes 365 days and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. How many days it takes to complete one revolution around the sun? It takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. Okay, so every year in the calendar we find or we observe that to complete 1 year we count 365 days, but 1/4 day is added every 4 years. 1/4 day is added every 4 years, and in the 4th year that becomes 1 day. This 1/4 day becomes in 4th year it becomes 1 day, and that day is added to the month of February. That day is added in the month of February. Earlier in other years, February used to have 28 days, but when this 1/4 day is added and completes 1 day, then that day is added to February, and that year is called leap year. When February has 29 days, then the year is called leap year. Students, now we will see the effects of revolution, how it affects. The biggest effect of the Earth's revolution around the sun is the change of season. What is the biggest effect of the revolution? The biggest effect of the revolution is the Earth revolves around the sun is the change of season. When it revolves around the sun, we get changes in seasons. The seasons are affected by two factors. Seasons are also affected by two factors. The factors are the angle of the sun's rays and the length of the days. These are the two factors by which the seasons are affected. When the sun rays fall on the earth, it comes or it falls in parallel to each other. It falls in parallel to each other, but when it reaches on the surface of globe or on the earth, they are not parallel to each other. When the part of earth which tilts towards the sun receives more sunlight and observes summer, while the part which is tilted away from the sun receives less sunlight and observes winter. Okay. In the month of June, North Pole is tilted towards the sun and South Pole is tilted away from the sun. In month of June, North Pole is tilted towards the sun. This is axis. So axis is to tilt. So the North Pole is tilted towards the sun and South Pole is tilted away from the sun. So the North Pole receives more sunlight. That means the northern hemisphere receives more sunlight and experiences summer. North Pole experiences summer. The other hand, the South Pole receives less sunlight and experiences summer. Okay, this is in month of June. And in month of December, the South Pole tilted towards sun. The month of December, South Pole is tilted towards the sun and North Pole is tilted away from the sun. Therefore, the southern hemisphere receives more sunlight and experiences summer, while the northern hemisphere receives less sunlight and experiences winter. This was the effects by which we get it because of the revolution. So this type of changes we get because of the revolution.